Hey everyone, welcome to AWS series. In this episode, we are going to talk about mounting an S3 object to or S3 bucket to EC2 instance. We'll discuss what could be the scenario which we need to have a mount point of your S3 object to the EC2 instance, and then we'll go to the demonstration where we will see the mounting and unmounting both. So let's first of all understand the scenario in which you would need a mount point. So the scenario, there could be various different business case, but the simplest one is, let's say you have a EC2 instance which is hosting an Oracle database, and that Oracle database requires a backup every 4 hours, every 2 hours, as per your application requirement of the RTO and RPO. Creating a backup or keeping a backup on a local machine drive is not a good idea, because if you lose the machine or the data disk of the machine, then the entire backup you are going to lose, which is a very risky configuration. So the good idea is that you should have your backup in some other persistent location like your S3 object, which is not going to be dependent on your machine. So even though your machine is lost due to some reason, you still have your backup stored on the S3 object. So now you can upload the backup using the AWS backup to S3 object, S3, as an S3 object on S3 bucket using the AWS CLI command. That's not an issue, but that would require the AWS CLI command to be automated in your machine configuration in your scheduled job, which is responsible for creating the backup. But what if you would like to create a backup using the local file drive as a local file? That in that case, the mounting is a good idea. What if you can mount the S3 object as a local drive in your EC2 instance, so that you can copy the file or move the file, perform the read-write operation as a local directory instead of the using the AWS command. That is one scenario. Also, when you go to EC2 instance then and you connect to your S3 object, right? In that case, you cannot simply display the content without downloading the object from the EC3. I'll show you a demonstration. Let me just click on this particular EC2 instance, which is hosted on the public VPC on a public subnet, which has got the public IP address as well. So I can connect to this particular EC2 instance. Let me click on connect. And then as this particular EC2 instance has the role configured, how it has configured the role. If I go to the EC2 instance, go to security, modify role, it has got the EC2 role, which means that this is a custom role which I have created. This is a role which basically I have created to, which will allow the EC2 to connect to any S3 object, right? So that is what. If I simply run the command to download or to connect to all the object from using the AWS command, I can connect it, but I cannot perform the cat command to file.txt. That is not possible, because that command is something which runs on the local directory, right? Not on the S3 object itself. That's another limitation. So now to mount the S3 object, first of all, on the EC2, we need to install the mount point. Let me just first of all create a EC2 instance. Let's click on launch. We need to create a machine as VM02. I need to keep the OS image as default, Linux instance type as default. I'm going to keep the key pair as the existing key pair. I'm going to keep the network setting as default. If you would like to have your machine on your private VPC, you can create it in the private VPC. There is no issue. While creating the machine which needs to connect to S3, you need to ensure that you are assigning the role from the instance connect or the instance profile. This is the way, or I have shown you that even after creating the machine, you can assign the role as well. This is going to ensure that your EC2 instance is basically able to connect to your S3 bucket, right? So let me just simply connect to this new EC2 instance, which is EC2 number 2, VM number 2. Let me just click on connect just to verify whether this EC2 has got the role to connect to S3 or not. I'm simply running the same command. You can see that I'm able to receive or connect to the S3 object using that role, and I've got the access to all the files. Now the next thing we need to do is basically we need to install the mount point. So there are very different type of mounting options available which you can use to mount your S3 object to your EC2. I'm using this is the one, mount-s3. So I'm going to use the install command. So install the mount-s3 mount point on this EC2 instance. So that has installed the mount point. Next, I need to create a mount directory. So I'm using the mkdir command and then using the mount point, the name of the directory. You can give any name to your directory. So the directory is created. Now, if I simply run the command, I can see that I have a mount point directory created, right? Now, next command you need to use the mount-s3 command, and then you need to provide the name of your S3 bucket. So my S3 bucket name is 01 this, and then the name of the directory which we have created. This is the directory name. So this should mount your S3 bucket to your directory, mount directory, so which is created now. If I simply cd to the mount directory and perform the ls command, ls-a-n to display, you can see that we have all the files of the S3 object listed as a local directory. I can simply view the permission of all the files as well. It has got the read write permission, and now I should be able to perform the cat operation as well. So let me just simply run the file.txt, and you can see that I am able to display the object as a cat command because this is acting as a local file. Now the next thing what I can do is, if I create a new file here, I should be able to, as soon as I create the file should be able to available here in the S3 object, right? And also any other machine which is connected to this S3 object. So let's say I have this particular EC2 instance which is VM number 1. I want to ensure that whenever I create a file in VM number 2, the file should be available already there. That is the default behavior. So for that, you can simply create a mount point directory. So let me just verify the directory if I have. Yes, I have the mount point directories. Let me set up a mount directory here as well. The mount directory is created. I go to the cd mount. This is on VM number 1. Now if I simply run the lsl command, I have all my files available. I'll go back to the VM number 1, or in fact in the VM 2, and I can create a file. To create a file, I can simply run this sudo echo. This is a new file created. Okay, I'm giving the file name as the new file. As you can see, the file, when I create the new file is created. Now if I simply run the scd-ls command again, I get the file data available, and here in the new machine or the previous existing machine VM number 1, also the same file should be available, which is this one. If I simply verify our S3 object or the S3 bucket, I should have the file available, which is this one. This is how you can simply mount the S3 bucket to your EC2 instances and replicate the data between each other and the S3 object. So even now, if I simply terminate the machine, let me just simply terminate one of the machine number 1 for an example. Disconnect this. Still, I would have the data available in the S3 object, so I don't have to worry about that. To unmount the S3 object or the unmount the directory, you can simply run the unmount command, which is, let's say, sudo unmount, and then directory name is the mount point. I am on the same directory itself, so let me just rerun it again, and now the directory is unmounted. I have the mount directory created, but if I simply go to cd mount directory and if I perform lsl, this is having a 0 number of file because the directory which it was earlier mounted is now unmounted and it is not having any file at all. Alright, that is it in this video. I hope you have found this useful. If it is, please do consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. Thanks for watching it. See you in the next video.